Okay, hi everyone, and yeah, okay, we're ready. So firstly, we wanna ask how many of you specialize in procrastination when you study, and how many of you are stressed out with your deadlines, and you are even more stressed when, yeah, when you cannot actually like manage your schedule? Yes. Is it okay? Keep it closer. Yeah.
So a lot of us have a lot of assignments piling up, and it can get really hard to handle it all. And then you'll just get more stress, and you don't have time to spend with your friends, and you don't have time to do anything. And this is what your mind will look like.
Okay, that's why we're bringing to you Fantastic Planner for a fantastic school year. Yes, so when you log into the app, it's gonna be like this, and you put in your username and password. And our idea actually based on the idea of Pomodoro technique, or as known as tomato time technique, which was founded in the 1980s. And and the app actually linked to all of your school systems, such as Moodle, so it knows everything like from your homework and everything. So everything is linked.
It will know your assignments and your school schedule, and everything will be like automatically connected to your calendar, which this product is.
Yeah, so for example, I have a 500-word essay for my English class, and the deadline is the 16th of April. And when I put it in, I don't have to put it in because the app actually knows the deadline because it's linked to my Moodle. And so it suggested me that I should do it on the Monday, and the suggested time is 2 hours from 10 to 12. And when I finish, is there anything else for that?
You will earn like 4 tomatoes connected to the Pomodoro technique. So when you have an assignment, technique tells you to put it in smaller parts, like 25 minutes of working, 5 minutes of break. And what we wanted to implement is 10 minutes of brainstorming before you even start doing anything. Then you start working on it in smaller parts, and in the end you will spend a little time for proofreading. And all in all, it's, for example, for this work, it's going to be 2 hours.
Yeah, so when you finish all of that, you can actually grow your fruits. So like not just tomato. Tomato is like the original idea, but you can actually choose the fruits on your farm. And so like, for example, when you finish a task, the farm will grow, and you can actually, you can actually like, yeah.
Okay, now let's start the Q&A session.
Okay, thank you guys very much for your presentation. I love the name, fantastic. I think it really stands out there. So you nailed the name and definitely found a really good problem statement at the beginning of your presentation. So good job with that. I have one question to you. Did you do any validation on the existing ideas? Because I know there is a lot of initiatives going on combining different services for students to follow up their progress, task lists, to-do lists, and so forth. So have you done any kind of research on, is there a similar solution somewhere in the world, or is there something being in progress at the moment, any startup that takes care of it?
Yeah, the thing is like we're all students, and we actually are the one who was stressed out, and we try to find something on like the mobile app so that they can help us to do the planning with our study. But the apps, they actually just kind of like plan the schedule for you, and like they actually ask you, you have to put in your assignments and stuff. And this one, like our app, it actually connected to Moodle and like your school system. So it's actually, you don't even have to remember it. It will remember it for you, and it's linked in the app itself. And it reminds you, and then it kind of like plans everything for you. And we also found out that, like, for example, I have an app, and then I find it hard to kind of commit to it. So today I can like put all of my assignment in, but then tomorrow I don't, and I kind of forget and stuff. And then that's why we came up with kind of like a farming program, so that it's kind of like entertaining a bit, but it also like, yeah.
Your last slide was about this kind of like bar chart about performances. So which was like your time was cut out. Can you explain it a bit?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. We didn't like have the chance to look at like anything
Yeah,
like
but
put here. But yes. So actually, in the end, not like in the end, but like there's an option on the app that actually help you to manage, like to see how efficient you were.
Okay, so some self-reflection
Yeah.
means.
Yeah,
Okay,
you will
yeah.
see a leaderboard, for example, from your students or the whole world or your country, and on the leaderboard you'll see the other people's farms. So how many tomatoes or other fruits they have earned.
And your teachers kind of like can see it as well. So maybe if I'm a teacher, I can see how my students in my class are doing and like how they are competing with each other, things like that.
How do you see this competition? Is it stressful to compete with your peers?
Well, I actually like competition, so at least for me that would be the motivation to start studying, because I would want to get on the leaderboard, I want to do better than my friends, but maybe that's not it for everyone.
And I think the competition part is just an option that if you don't want to compete with others, you can close it, but only use it to separate your task into different sections so it can manage your time, but you don't really have to participate in the competition.
We have 2 minutes left for the questions.
It's me again. Hi there. Yeah, I had a question related to the whole gamification part that you've put in your app. That's, I guess, something that differentiates you from the other solutions. So, if you look at your target group, do you believe gamification is for everybody? Do you think that gamification is the way to go with any type of learner there might be who struggles with same problems?
I think it might help many students like to think of it as a game or something like that. At least for me, that's definitely the case.
I'm actually a student of media education, and I actually read about the researches on gaming pedagogy. So like actually using gaming in study. So like for example, me when I was 15 or something in high school, it can be boring for me to put in my assignments and everything in like an app or like my phone or whatever. But I mean, like the farming game is kind of something that helps you. Like there's a motivation for you to do it, like to actually follow everything on here.
Yes. You talked about Moodle. How about other learning platforms?
The thing is, at first we wanted it to be like an international app, but like it can start with Finland first, and then when you actually register for the app for the first time, it will ask you to put in your name and like the school that you are going to, and the app will know which like, if it's not Moodle, it's like another system that your school is using.
So it will have a database of all the different learning databases that are used for example, in Finland.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give it a round of applause.